Once upon a time, there was a small village nestled deep in the woods. The villagers were a close-knit community, and everyone knew each other's names. However, something strange started happening in the village. Late at night, strange noises would echo through the woods, and the villagers would see shadows moving in the darkness. Some of them reported seeing a figure lurking in the shadows, but they couldn't make out who or what it was. As the days went by, the villagers began to feel uneasy. Some of them started locking their doors at night, and parents warned their children to stay inside after dark. The village elder, who had lived in the village for many years, warned the villagers of a dark presence that had been unleashed in the woods. One night, a group of villagers decided to investigate the source of the strange noises. Armed with torches and weapons, they set out into the woods, determined to uncover the truth. As they made their way deeper into the woods, the noises grew louder and the shadows darker. Suddenly, they stumbled upon a clearing, and in the center of the clearing stood a tall, shadowy figure. The villagers froze in fear as the figure turned to face them. With a low, menacing growl, the figure began to move towards them. The villagers turned and ran back towards the safety of the village, but the figure was hot on their heels. As they burst into the village, the figure disappeared into the night. From that day on, the villagers lived in fear of the dark presence that lurked in the woods, never knowing when it would strike again. The villagers started taking precautions to protect themselves. They formed watch groups, patrolling the village at night and keeping a lookout for any suspicious activity. They also began to fortify their homes, installing sturdy locks and barricading doors and windows. Despite their efforts, the strange occurrences continued, and the villagers lived in constant fear. One night, a group of villagers stumbled upon an old, dilapidated cabin deep in the woods. As they approached the cabin, they heard strange noises coming from inside. They cautiously pushed open the door, and to their horror, they found a room filled with dark magic symbols and other macabre objects. Suddenly, they heard a noise behind them, and they turned to see the shadowy figure standing in the doorway. The figure began to move towards them, and the villagers ran out of the cabin, desperate to escape. As they ran, they could hear the figure chasing them through the woods. When they finally reached the safety of the village, they gathered together to discuss what they had seen. It was then that the village elder revealed the truth about the dark presence in the woods. He told them that many years ago, a group of witches had been banished from the village, and they had taken refuge in the woods. The witches had been practicing dark magic and were responsible for the strange occurrences that had been plaguing the village. The villagers knew that they had to take action to stop the witches and put an end to the dark presence in the woods. They formed a group of brave warriors and set out to confront the witches. After a fierce battle, the warriors were able to defeat the witches and banish them from the village once and for all. The villagers rejoiced, knowing that they could now live in peace without fear of the dark presence in the woods. From that day on, the village thrived, and the villagers went about their lives, free from the terror that had once gripped them. However, they never forgot the lesson they had learned about the dangers that lurk in the shadows, and they remained vigilant, always watching for any signs of trouble. Thank you for watching this week's episode. If you enjoyed the story, please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more terrifying tales. Make sure to ring the bell to be notified of our latest uploads. And don't forget to leave a comment with the name of a fictional story you'd like to hear in the next episode. We'll be back next week with another bone-chilling tale, so stay tuned.